If you have ever visited Vietnam, you must agree that Ho Chi Minh City is the biggest and richest city of the country. While Hanoi is the political capital, Ho Chi Minh City is an economic, industrial and financial hub of Vietnam. The richest woman of the city, also wealthiest of Vietnam, Truong My Lan was arrested on the October 7 of 2022. Official newspapers say that this case is never seen in history of Vietnam for its serious consequences and big scale. There are 1,000 companies and 100,000 inhabitants are victims of this case. Today in this video clip, we present to you who is the woman, what property she owns and the route to become the richest lady before arrested. Vietnam Facts and Figures is a channel to introduce to visitors and foreigners the cultural particularity but also the hot news from this Southeast Asia country. Before arresting, Lan is owner of many properties in District 1 of Ho Chi Minh City where the land price is considered as expensive as Hong Kong, Shanghai or even New York City, that a square meter is estimated about 40,000 USD without building. The famous buildings such as Union Square, Times Square, VTP Office Building, 7 Stars Hotel Duxton. She is the landlady of Saigon One Tower, antique French-style villa, project of Saigon Peninsula of $1 billion. The number of her properties is uncountable. Lan, a Chinese origin, was born on 1956, began his career as a cloth seller in An Dong Market located in the 5th District, Ho Chi Minh City. She has established Van Thin Phat in 1992 as a restaurant and hotel operator but then moved into property development. But only in 2006, the company has become a power when decided to increase the legal capital to $300 million and more than the double $640 million in 2020, and Lan was owner of 80% of its stocks. For the purpose to buy the properties in the most expensive streets in the city, Lan needs huge sums of money, estimated to $12 billion USD. The only way is to be owner of a bank. But according to the Vietnamese banking law, one person is not allowed to own more than 5% of the legal capital of a bank. Lan has created a group of 73 people and companies to buy the stocks of 3 banks and then regroup in the unique bank, the Saigon Commercial Bank called SCB. Lan and her team have represented 85.6% of the stocks of the established bank, and from she was called Madam Lan. Lan has recruited all the personnel of the bank, all members of the Administration Council, Board of Management, manager of all branches, Control Board. The high officers have a salary from $120,000 to $250,000 US a year, while the average salary of a university graduated in banking is only $8,000 US a year. The bank is used as a financial tool to collect money from 100,000 citizens and companies but lend mainly money to Lan. To avoid the control of the state bank, Lan has established 1,000 fraud companies to borrow money from the bank. According to the investigation report, from the year 2012 to 2022, a huge sum of more than $41 billion US was released to Lan and her team, and to remember you that the GDP of Vietnam is about $400 billion US, so this sum represents from 11% to 12% of the GDP of the country. Lan just to say to his team how much she need, and the bank management board must prepare the loan profile, release money, and then Lan's driver take it and transport to her house by car. All the necessity banking requirement are skipped. Lan just to say to his team how much she need, and the bank management board must prepare the loan profile, release money, and then Lan's driver take it and transport to her house by car. All the necessity banking requirement are skipped. Madam Lan has cheated 42,000 investors by issuing and selling its corporate bonds worth more than $1.2 billion US. Many of them are old people or retirees. And to do this, Lan bought a securities company Tan Viet. The corporate bonds were sold in the SCB branches in the whole country by SCB staff who convinced the buyers that it is a kind of deposit saving money. Vietnam Facts and Figures is a channel to introduce to visitors and foreigners the cultural particularity but also the hot updated news. On the August 1, 2017, a delegation was established to supervise the SCB bank activities. The inspection team composed from 18 members headed by Du Thi Nan, and 9 others members from State Bank, 2 officers from State Audit, 4 from Government Inspection and 3 from National Financial Committee. All the bank regulations were violated. The rate of bad debt was 35.8%, the legal owner capital was minus $950 million, no provisioning of risks, and SCB in fact was already bankrupted, but once again all delegation members received money from Madam Lan. The minimum is about $5,000 and the head of the delegation received $5.2 million. It is ironic that the inspector discovered that 71 borrowers from SCB had the same address in an office building in Ho Chi Minh City. Viewers will ask whether the customers can draw money from their saving deposit certificates. The answer is yes. Up to the date of publishing this video clip, they can do it. But can they get money from the corporation bonds they bought? Nobody can reply. Even all properties of Madam Lan were blockaded. We will follow up and let you know as soon as possible. In this great case, there are 108 accused people, among them 23 officers from State Inspection and Audit. 1,200 properties were blockaded as well as supercars, boats, and yachts. We hope the victims of the corporation bonds can get partly of their money, especially old people and retirees, but how long they have to wait? Maybe many years. Vietnam Facts and Figures is a channel to introduce to visitors and foreigners the cultural particularity but also the hot and updated news of the country. All statistics in this video come from official sources and reliable. Thanks for your comments.